Hello, everyone, and welcome to Marauders at Midnight. I'm Isabella,
And I'm B.
and we are your hosts for this evening, midnight. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, we'll go with
yeah,
that.
yeah. So, what are we talking about this episode? Do you want to let us know?
We are talking about Remus Lupin,
Oh my
a fan
God,
favorite.
he really is. I don't
Literally,
know many people who don't like him.
he is
He's just
the
special.
Marauder.
The Marauder
Yeah,
ever.
yeah. He's like the most popular for sure. I don't know
Yeah,
why. I do know why, but I
yeah.
don't know why.
I do know why. It's because he is a DILF.
It's
Can we
because
talk
he's
about that?
literally you. He's literally you.
Exactly. Everyone loves me.
Technically, James is an actual DILF, by the way.
Yeah. Well, temporary DILF because he did die like a year into being a father. And
Just because he's dead doesn't mean he's not a dad anymore.
yeah, Remus was a dad too. So,
Oh shit.
which we will
I forgot
actually,
about Teddy. My bad.
we're gonna have to talk about that later because I have some little quotes that I dug up
Okay.
from the books. Okay.
Okay. This
So,
episode is mostly going to be Isabella because she loves Remus a lot more than I
yeah,
do.
I am in love with him and I am also him.
You're literally him.
So, the source is coming from me, my brain.
Okay. Okay. It's all your personal like knowledge and
Yeah, I'm
experiences.
just gonna trauma dump on this for like an hour,
Perfect.
and that'll be
Absolutely
it.
perfect. I can't
Okay.
wait.
Okay. This is exciting.
I'm very excited.
So I guess we're just gonna introduce the character. Well, I'm gonna do it mostly.
I'll add in
And
like my little bits here and there.
yeah, yeah, we all have things to say about him.
Yes.
He's literally the reason why we started this anyway. So
Is he?
yeah, because we were talking about
We
him,
were talking
and
about him.
then we were like, let's start a podcast.
Okay, well then it's fitting that we're giving him the first official
Yeah.
episode.
I think he'd be honored. Okay, we're making this intro like
We're
20
so off
minutes.
track.
Okay, so Remus Lupin, he was born in 1960? Yeah,
Yeah.
March 10th, 1960. Boomer. Okay, boomer. He
Beautiful.
was the first thing that we ever know about his character. Well, not like the first thing, but like the first thing that happened in his life that's very prominent in the books is that he was bit by a werewolf when he was 4 years old by Greyback.
I hate that guy.
And I never like, I always thought that like Greyback just kind of broke into his house and was like, let me bite this child.
Did he
Like
not?
I thought it was just like a random thing. Well, yeah, but I didn't know that there was like a reason why.
Oh,
And it's
I didn't know
because
that.
I think this is canon. I don't know. Google told me it, so it could be wrong.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, people out there listening. But Lyle Lupin, which is his dad, had made a comment about lycanthropies, and it was like a negative comment. And so Greyback got
What?
payback,
Lyle
revenge.
Lupin being a hater? He would
Yeah,
never.
he would apparently. And
Sad.
that's why Greyback went after his son, which is so
Okay. Well,
sad. Just go after Lyle.
it makes more
God.
no, I think it makes more sense because then it hurts Lyle even more because he has to watch his son go through that,
Yeah.
especially at such a young age.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, I know so much about Harry Potter werewolves.
Remus is just one of the most sad characters. And I don't mean that in like a, oh, he's so sad. It's a terrible
He
character.
just
But I
has a
mean like
tragic backstory.
yeah. And I feel like maybe the Marauders fandom talks about it, but not like regular Harry Potter fans. They don't like notice the fact that he literally, it's all about Snape, right? Like everyone loves
Ugh.
Snape because of his tragic backstory, but in reality, like Remus is far more interesting in that
Yeah,
area.
I agree.
But yeah. And that's all we had to say all just about the first point that I have.
Yeah, sorry.
Him being 4 years old and bitten by a
That's
werewolf. But
so sad.
it's very traumatizing, I think.
I couldn't handle
Um,
that at 4 years old. I was watching Goblet of Fire doing nothing at 4 years old.
no, literally.
I couldn't imagine that.
Yeah, that's that's so sad. And I think that it's kind of the reason why he seems like a very closed off character and like he doesn't make many friends because he doesn't want to connect with people and then like have them find out and them suddenly are like not trusting him. That made no
Yeah.
sense. They
And
are
they
not
don't like
trusting
him
him.
and they're like they look down on him and they see him as a monster.
Yeah. It's like when like someone has cancer, for instance, and like people find out and suddenly you're treated differently because of your
Yeah.
illness.
They pity you because of it.
Yeah. Yeah. They either pity him or they fear him or both, which is
Yeah.
not the greatest thing,
Yeah, I
especially being a
definitely,
young
if
child.
I was in his position, I wouldn't make any friends either for that reason.
But speaking of friends, his first besties were the Marauders, most likely. But I also, this is kind of a headcanon that I wrote for later on in the episode, but I'm going to say it now. I think that his best friend or his first friend was Lily. And I
I
love that.
I love that headcanon. It's one of my
I think
favorites.
it makes so much sense based on the way that he talks about her to Harry. He's like, she saw things in people that no one else could see. She was there for people. And I think that he was talking about himself.
I absolutely love that scene in Prisoner of Azkaban where he's telling Harry that he recognized him by his eyes because they're Lily's eyes.
Oh my god.
I love
Not
that
me already
part.
crying.
Don't cry, it's okay.
I'm not crying. I'm sucking them back up. I'm not crying.
Beautiful, perfect.
Anyways, yeah. I think I know that in the book there is a scene where not Harry. Harry is not there. James, same thing. James is in a train compartment with Sirius, and that's kind of like their first interactions. Like they're already best friends.
Yeah.
Peter is there, and then it's Snape and Lily, and that's kind of how we see that like Snape and Lily were friends at the beginning.
Ew.
I don't know if Remus,
Remus.
Remus,
Is
Remus, Remus
Remus?
was there. I don't remember. He might have
I
been,
don't know. I
but
haven't read the books.
I had canon that he wasn't there, and he became friends with Lily.
I think that's so cute, actually.
Yeah,
I love that.
I love Lily and Remus.
I can't wait till we
Um,
talk about Lily.
oh my god, oh my
Sorry, that's
god,
like so far, but I can't wait.
I was live on TikTok and I was talking about the podcast, like kind of promoting it, I guess. And someone was like,
Slay.
"Oh, you need to talk about the girls," and I was like, "Oh, of
Oh,
course,
we
we're like
will.
definitely gonna get into them
After the
at some point."
boys.
Yes, our core four boys, we love them.
Plus Reggie.
Yeah, because he's
Because
just
I love
interesting
him.
in his own way.
Yes. Anyways, shall we get back on
Yeah.
topic?
Yes. um. Okay. So another thing we know is that obviously he's a werewolf and his friends were the Marauders, and eventually like they found out that he was a werewolf, and instead of like resenting him or fearing him, they were like, "You're telling me you go to the full moons, you get to leave the school in the middle of the night for free?"
For free.
For free? And
Free
then they're
pass?
like, "Okay," in secret, "Hey, hey, serious, we should become furries. And then we can join him in secret and no one would find out and we could
Furries.
just hang out with him all night. And then he doesn't have to be alone in it." So that's what they do.
I think the
And
correct term is animagus. Just for those of you who
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know, they're not actually
Animagus.
furries.
Well, they are.
They are, but
They are, but
it's
there's
called they're called animagus. Animagi? Animagus?
animagi.
That's
Animagi.
what it is.
Yeah. And you actually like said something about this video that I made today where I was saying that the wolf got less violent being with the other animals because it was his pack.
Yeah,
And
it
like
came up on
wolves
my
stay
TikTok.
in packs. And so I think that Remus in wolf form, like this is literally canon that he
Hmm.
was less violent after having animals to play with.
I think that's so sweet.
It's like when your cat has no toys, so it just keeps attacking you because it wants to play, but then you get it a toy and it stops doing that. I don't
Man, I
know. That's
must
what
just
my
have
cat did.
really lazy cats. Mine don't do that.
I mean, I guess not cats, but kittens, especially.
Even when they were kittens.
What? Are you sure they're cats? Do you have
Yeah,
like fish?
maybe.
Your cats are
Maybe.
fish.
They might.
Um,
Annabeth thinks she's a bird. She sits on my shoulder like a bird, so.
aye, aye, captain. But yeah, I think that he would have been a lot less violent. And then the tragic part is obviously after the thing happened, Halloween happened, he
Ugh,
would have been alone suddenly, and the wolf would probably feel very abandoned and betrayed.
that's so sad.
And
Because, like,
so, yeah.
Remus would know what happened, but the wolf, like, wouldn't. His
Yeah, because it's a
animal friends would
different,
have just disappeared.
yeah, it's a different mindset that he's in.
Yeah,
So he's not like thinking of that, but
that's so sad.
it hurts. It hurts. Hurts my soul.
Yeah.
Um, the next point that I have written down here is the prank, period. And that's all I wrote. That's
I
another canon event.
I hate that it's canon. And I hate
Hmm.
Sirius for it. And I that whole thing, it was just unfair to everybody in that situation.
Yeah.
Like even Snape. I
Even
hate
Snape.
Snape, but like that was not cool what they did to him. Like he didn't deserve
Yeah.
that.
It's terrible. And I, if it were like a fanon thing, I'd be like, oh, whatever. Like, he would
Yeah.
never do that. But he did. He
Yeah.
did do it. And I
And I
think that,
just I feel so bad for Remus.
yeah, it would have taken a big toll on his trust for Sirius. And he probably, at the time, like when he first found out about it, he probably thought that it was all of them doing it. So he
Yeah.
was like, all of my friends just did this.
Sorry, James would never do that.
James would never.
He
Oh,
would
I can just
never.
imagine how
Oh, I'm
mad he
sure he was
was.
furious.
He was like, serious? This is not your time? Get the fuck out of here.
He probably like gave him the silent treatment or something after that,
Oh, yeah.
honestly. It's like that's not cool.
It hurts again.
It
Everything
does.
hurts. This episode is going to hurt me
Yeah.
greatly.
Don't worry. I'll be here to console you. I'll
Um,
send you a tissue through the mail.
oh, thanks. It'll be here in a few days. I'm sure
Yeah.
I'll still be crying by then.
Perfect.
But yeah, the prank is another thing. And then we move on to like after Halloween because there's kind of like a blank point in between, I think. I don't know. I might be missing a few things, details about what happened with his
The
life, but
prominent stuff that I
yeah.
remember is like that and then Halloween. I don't remember anything really being talked about
Yeah.
in between there.
So after Halloween, because he is a werewolf and he like can't get a proper job, I think he would have been very alone and in poverty, possibly. Because I know in the book he does talk about being broke a
Yeah.
lot. I guess it depends on if his parents are alive or like he has a family. We don't really know,
Yeah.
but the fandom really does consider them to be already dead. So
Which I don't understand why the fandom thinks everybody's parents are dead. It's not like they'd be that old and just like die of
I
old. Like,
know.
how did they die? Like, was it because of the war? Like, I
Who
need answers,
knows?
you guys, because they're not old.
I mean, I
Like, they
guess
wouldn't be that old.
the war could make sense because people, like a lot of people
Yeah.
did die, but like at the same time, like I don't know, fucking Lyle
Yeah.
Lupin, what did he do?
Right?
What
Like, what
what
is
happened? No, not Lyle. Hope. What did she do?
literally, what is she, why is she involved in it? Why is she dead?
She's alive. She's alive to me.
Yes, me too.
Um, but I was gonna say something that I thought of like yesterday or something. I don't know. And then obviously in the Prisoner of Azkaban year, he's brought to work at Hogwarts.
Yes.
And he's a Defense Against the Dark Arts professor. And I think he was the best one out of all of them.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely think he did
Arguably
the best.
the best one.
Definitely better than Moody or Barty Crouch, because that wasn't really Moody.
Honestly, he was still pretty good. Like, he definitely taught them things, but it was just the
I'm just
wrong
I'm just mad at what he did to
things.
Neville. That was not okay.
Yeah, but we will get
Especially,
into
yeah,
that.
we'll get into that later. Sorry, I'm jumping way ahead.
No, it's okay. Because we're gonna repeat ourselves whole
Oh,
many times,
absolutely.
whole bunch of times,
Whole many.
whole many times. But yeah, and then he's reunited with Sirius. He finds out Peter Pettigrew never died for 12 years.
I'm
He believed his
shocked.
friend was dead, but he's alive. And we
Wasn't
made
it
a TikTok
13
about that
years?
too.
Oh no, Harry was 1. It would be 12 years, sorry. I can't do math.
I was thinking of the 12 years,
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
12 years in Azkaban. Uh,
Oh, I did my waiting.
but yeah,
12 years of it in
in
Azkaban. Sorry,
Azkaban.
I had to finish it. Sorry. Continue.
He ate. He ate with that line.
He did.
Um,
Slay Gary Oldman.
but I did make a TikTok about this recently where it was like a POV, I guess, where not Sirius, Remus is reading the map because canonically he was the one who saw Peter's name on the map. It wasn't Harry. Um,
Really?
so
Oh,
he would have been looking through the map, probably like reliving old memories, like, oh, haha, I remember using this map. And then
that's so
seeing
sad.
Peter Pettigrew and knowing that the map doesn't lie, and just like imagine, I can't even imagine what he thought
The
in that
chills
moment.
that probably ran down his spine, and like he probably
The
got goosebumps,
heart
and he was like,
heart stopping, stomach dropping. Oh my god. Just rhymed.
"Ooh, she's a rapper now."
Yeah. But I just think that should be a scene. If they listen, the Harry Potter reboot, I do not support. But if they're going to do
No.
it, I think they should add that scene.
Honestly, I think based on backlash, I don't know if it's gonna happen. But I don't know.
Probably not. I hope not.
I
But
hope the Twilight reboot doesn't happen. That I
oh my
definitely don't
god.
need.
Oh my god. We don't need reboots anymore. Stop.
Yeah, I want new content. I want new things.
We
Give me a
want
Marauders TV series.
don't actually, because you'll ruin it. You'll ruin it. I actually love like not having a series because it gives us a lot
Yeah.
of freedom in the fandom. But
Yeah.
I also do want it.
I would be so upset if they didn't cast Aaron Taylor Johnson as James, and he's way too old now, so.
Yeah, and Timothy Chalamet as
Oh, yes.
Regulus. That's yeah. But I'm happy without it. I'm fine. I think the edits look great, and we're getting
Yes.
more Reggie content with
Oh, I
Dune.
love Reggie
So
content.
we're excited.
I'm gonna buy you a plane ticket so you can come see Dune with me.
I will literally fly down just to see a
Seriously?
movie.
We'll
Just to
talk
see a
about this
movie there
later.
later on. This is
Yes.
yeah. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, he would have found out that his best friend, well, one of his best friends, also his lover, escaped prison, who he thought was a murderer and killed his friends, and then finds out that his one friend, who he thought that friend killed,
Is
is
actually
alive
alive. And that
and
Sirius was framed.
for murder.
I have a plot hole that makes me so mad. I can't remember what it's called, but they have like this truth serum. Isn't it
Yeah,
like starts with a V?
Veritaserum,
Yeah. Why don't they use that with people on trial?
because
Hate it.
J.K.
J.K. Rowling
Rowling
is
has
horrible.
shitty writing
Oh,
skills.
that's always bothered me. Sorry, continue. I keep
Oh,
interrupting you.
I was also thinking this. We should probably like announce that we do not support J.K. Rowling,
Oh,
just to
yeah,
put that
fuck
out
J.K.
there.
Rowling.
I forgot that we should probably say that in the intro, but yeah,
Yeah, I was
we
thinking
don't.
about that last week, but yeah, we don't
We do
support
not.
her. We do not.
We will slander
Hate
her
her.
multiple times. So just be ready
Absolutely.
for that.
Yes,
Um,
I do love Harry Potter, and I do thank her for creating it, but I hate her.
but as soon
She's
as she
an
put
awful person.
as soon as she put those books out, she gave it to us. Also, if you can hear it, my brother is stomping on the floor above me. And it is so loud. So I don't know if that's going to pick up. And I just
It's
wanted to point it
giving
out
it's
because,
giving Dudley
oh
stomping
my
on the
God.
stairs
Yeah, that
to
we're
bother
just
Harry.
giving you the full effect, the full Harry
Yeah.
Potter effect there.
Yeah, Isabella's actually in a cupboard under the stairs.
I could go under the stairs right now. I really
Don't.
could. But yeah, that was just so annoying. I think he's dubbed. I think he's done.
Thank goodness. Let's continue on.
Yeah. So obviously he's reunited with Sirius and it's great. They have their gay little hug. And
Aw.
then 2 years later, dun dun dun, Sirius dies. Right in front of
Oh,
his
right.
eyes, might I add.
While he's holding Harry, as Harry's like screaming and crying.
Harry just lost his last family member. Remus
Hmm.
just lost his last like memory of
Hmm.
anything happy in his life. And
It
he
was
had to
not a
hold
good
Harry
day.
back. It's just
It was not a good
not
day.
a good day.
10 out of 10, probably one of the worst days of his life.
Well, yeah, that and finding out that Sirius probably killed his friends. But
Yeah. But like,
that topped it,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
also think.
But yeah, I also know this, I guess, backtrack to when he was still alive. Remus was staying in Grimmauld Place, or I don't know if he was staying there, but like he was there when Harry was at school, and he was with Sirius.
Oh, that's
So,
it's kind of
I mean,
sus.
yeah,
I wonder what they were doing all that time together.
just just
No
being
jobs.
buddies, no jobs,
Two guys
two
being dudes.
guys,
Dudes being guys. Dudes being
two
gay.
bros chilling in a hot tub, 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
Vines in the age of 2023. The age, the
Yeah,
year. Oh my god.
the
Anyway, continue.
age. God, we're
Yeah, I
pathetic.
didn't know they were. We're not pathetic. Okay, we're a little pathetic. I didn't know they were like together, like all that
Yeah.
time. That's
I don't know
cool
if they were the whole time, but I know that there was
for
one
like a
part
lot of
in
it.
Order of the Phoenix where Harry was talking to them through the fire and they were like talking
Hmm.
tea with
Oh,
him.
they were okay.
I think
Slay.
about James and like Snape or something. I don't know. Because he
Ugh.
like saw the memory and he was like, I need to ask questions.
I need to stop saying ugh every time you say
Ugh.
Snape.
No, you should keep doing it.
Okay, I will. I probably will anyway.
Yeah. So then, of course, Sirius dies and he eventually gets married again. Not again, he was married once to Miss Nymphadora Tonks. And I
Don't
have
call
here,
me Nymphadora. I'm sorry. I
I
love her so much.
I do too. I love both of them.
Yeah,
Although I have in brackets in my notes, seemed forced.
just a bit.
And I have receipts
Well,
on
apparently the
why.
Wolfstar fandom was like very prominent when the book came out too.
Yes.
So a lot of people think that J.K. Rowling only put them together to get that like suspicion off of like
Yeah,
them.
that's what I was going to say too when I was like planning this yesterday. I was like, oh yeah, that's certainly why she put the two most gay characters together to like
Right?
hush people.
Like I'm
But I
sorry,
have,
no badass woman with purple hair is dating a man.
right? Literally none. So I have quotes from the book, which when this is from Half Blood Prince, and I'll
Okay.
give you some context because I know you haven't read it.
Okay, thank
Um,
you.
Tonks in this book is very much like affected by Sirius's death, and she's very like she feels very
Oh yeah, they're
guilty.
they're cousins. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
So Harry, like throughout the book, was noticing that and thinking like, was she like in love with Sirius or like what is going on here?
Harry,
And
dumbass.
and so he's like wondering why she seems so sad and like um you know just being like why I mean, obviously she lost her cousin. Oh my god, did you hear that
Yeah,
voice crack?
I did.
Anyways, she just lost her cousin, so he understands that, but he's like, why would she be in love with her cousin? That's so weird.
Yeah.
But then we find out at the end of the book, kind of, that she actually had the hots for Remus Lupin, and her Patronus had become a wolf, which we see that means that you're in love with someone, with Snape
Hmm.
being a doe. Well, he's not a doe, but his Patronus is a
His
doe.
Patronus, which I think is creepy.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Anyways, so I have these quotes from the book, Half Blood
Okay.
Prince, that
Okay.
really weirded me out when I read it, and it made
Okay.
me stop shipping them completely,
Okay. Get into it.
entirely. Okay. You see, said a strained voice. Tonks was glaring at Lupin. She still wants to marry him, even though he's been bitten. She doesn't care. Also, she's talking about Bill and Fleur, because
Okay.
Bill was like
Yeah.
attacked by Greyback
I
outside of
love Bill
the full moon. Yeah, me too. I love
and
Bill and
Fleur.
Fleur.
I love them.
They,
Too bad this is a Marauders podcast. I would talk about them forever.
I think we should at some point.
Okay.
But anyway, he said, or it's different, said Lupin, barely moving his lips and looking suddenly tense. Bill will not be a full werewolf. The cases are completely. But I don't care either. I don't care, said Tonks, seizing the front of Lupin's robes and shaking them. I've told you a million times. And the meaning of Tonks's Patronus and her mouse-colored hair and the reason she had come running to find Dumbledore when she had heard a rumor someone had been attacked by Greyback all suddenly came clear to Harry. It had not been Sirius that Tonks had fallen in love with after all. And I've told you a million times, said Lupin, refusing to meet her eyes, staring at the floor, that I am too old for you, too poor, too dangerous. I've said all along you're taking a ridiculous line on this, Remus, said Mrs. Weasley over Fleur's shoulder as
Mrs.
she patted her on
Weasley?
the back. I am not being ridiculous, said Lupin steadily. Tonks deserves somebody young and whole, which is honestly, I have to agree with.
He's
I
so
understand that.
old. He's like way older
It's,
than her for one, which I don't like age gaps. Big age gaps. I think it's
yeah,
weird.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, like he's so devastated and like lonely. Like I just don't
yeah.
think she deserves that.
There's one more part that I want to add just before we
Okay.
go on with this. But she wants you, said Mr. Weasley, with a small smile. And after all, Remus, young and whole men do not necessarily remain so. I think that this whole part is so gross. The way
Yeah.
that they're all pressuring him
Like he
and
said
saying,
no.
yeah, no, he literally said, I am too poor, I'm too old, I'm too dangerous. Three things.
No.
The reason why,
Girl, give up. Girl, go find yourself a girlfriend.
no,
Just come
literally,
date me instead.
I I think it's disgusting. And not just like her saying that, really. Like I see how she's kind of like just wanting someone to hold on to because she
Hmm.
went witnessed like someone that she cared about die.
Yeah.
Um but I don't like that Mr. and Mrs. Weasley were both being like, "Well, she
Yeah,
likes you, so
that's none of their business, honestly. Arthur, go back to
God."
finding out what the function of a rubber duck is. Just go mind your business.
I think it's so disgusting. And then like I was looking at that was on a website and I scrolled to the bottom and people were like, "Oh, I love this scene. I am a huge shipper of Remus and Tonks." And I was like, "I read this the first time and I thought it was so weird." And I had
Yuck.
liked Remus and Tonks even a little bit at that point.
Yucky. I used to ship them.
Yeah.
And then I found out how big their age gap was and stuff and about Wolfstar, and I was like, actually, I take this back. I
It's
don't.
it's just uncomfy and it was absolutely like the only reason why J.K. Rowling put them together was to shut down the oh, they're gay.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was just so unnatural too. There was
It
no
did feel very
chemistry.
forced. Even, yeah, even in the movies, like there was not really any chemistry between the actors.
Yeah. And I think that even David Thewlis was kind of like, what? Like, I
Well,
thought he was
because
gay.
him and Gary played them as an old married couple in the first one. Like in Prisoner of Azkaban, I mean.
Seriously. No pun intended.
Seriously? Haha. That's
Ha
so
ha ha.
hilarious of you.
But also, another thing with Tonks and Remus, they had a child, right?
They
That's canon.
did.
I love Teddy Lupin, by the way.
I
I think he's so
also
cute.
I love the headcanon that he's got blue hair. Is that like a headcanon or is that
No,
like
it's
canon?
real. It's
Oh, it
real. He has
is?
blue hair.
Oh, I love
Because he,
that.
what's it called? What do you call that?
He's a
Yeah,
metamorphagus. Metamorph
metamorphagus.
Yeah.
Metamorph a guy. Yeah.
Sorry, my laundry is done. Sorry.
Hmm. Oh, at
My
least it's
bad.
not like the ones that are like,
Oh
da,
yeah,
da,
it just
da,
does
da,
that.
da, da.
Oh yeah. Our oven does that. It goes for so long. Or it's like, set up.
Like, you're doing too much. What are you doing?
Yeah, my grandma's
Calm
watching me.
down.
It goes on for, I kid you not, a minute. And it's like, stop. I get
Why?
it. The laundry is done. Sorry, we can cut
But
that
yeah,
out, obviously. Sorry.
I'm gonna leave it in
Okay.
because we're so
So
real with everyone.
he's canonically got blue hair.
Yeah, and I
I
think
love
that's so
that.
cute.
I like when people like fan cast him as Dylan Minnette from 13 Reasons Why when he's got blue
Hmm.
hair. I love that one.
Yeah,
He looks so handsome.
but I was gonna mention like in the book when I think she was still pregnant at the time, but
Oh
she was
yeah,
like about to
didn't
give birth.
didn't he like like wasn't he gonna like up and leave?
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like he okay, so when it was when oh my god, wow. I just had a stroke. A literal stroke trying to
Don't do
explain
that.
this. Harry, Ron, and Hermione were at Grimmauld Place in the
Hmm.
Deathly Hallows because they were like trying to find the locket, I think, at this
Yeah, that
point.
was the
I don't
first one
remember.
they were trying to find, I think. And
But
like that matches up, I think.
yeah, so Remus ended up going there and like I don't know if he knew that they were there or if he just went there and like found them, but he was like, I want to go with you. Like, I know Dumbledore sent you on this mission. Like, I want to join you and help you.
Hmm.
And Harry immediately, which I think is very James of him, immediately shut it down and was like, no, you are having a child. You're not leaving your family because I grew up with no parents and that's not fair.
I love Harry. Because yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard about that. And I love him for that. I love that he did that.
I think that it shows a lot of like he never really takes it out. I mean, he does take it out on people like when he's
Yeah.
angry, but I don't think I would have ever expected him to do that with Remus and like
Yeah.
tell someone much older than him off. And I like that he did that because
Me
it
too.
was a flaw in Remus where he was like about to just up and leave without
He was
being
gonna go
like
get some milk
some
and never come back.
some Voldemort soul milk.
Mmm, sounds scrumptious.
So delicious. But yeah, I like that Harry did that. And
Yeah,
I
me
don't like
too.
that Remus was considering that. And yet I would still
God,
defend it
Remus, you
because I love him.
suck. Kidding. I
You
love Remus.
suck. Remus, if you're watching this, you
You
suck.
suck.
Fuck you. But I also think that he was about to do that because maybe he had like guilt or like fear because of the first war. Like he
Wasn't
thought
he
maybe,
also scared that like Teddy was gonna turn out to be a werewolf?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I completely understand that. I can
Oh, me
imagine
too.
like his fear of like my son is literally going to go through what I had to go through all because of me. It's all my fault.
Well, at least with like natural born werewolves, they don't start transitioning until like around when they hit puberty.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
I did
didn't
a whole
know
bunch of
that.
research because I have like a werewolf family in my Harry Potter OCs.
Oh,
So yeah. So
I
like
didn't know
they
that.
don't transition till like around third or fourth year is kind of when they start
That
to
makes sense.
transition. Yeah.
But yeah, I still think that Remus was like afraid his son was going to resent him
Yeah.
for that, for like handing it down to him. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But he never became a werewolf, which is fun.
Yeah, he was like Tonks.
Yeah.
Thank
Can
goodness.
change his appearance at will.
Now he's
Um,
got blue hair. I'm sorry. I love people with blue hair. I don't know why.
And I think it's even more sweet because him as a baby had blue hair.
Really?
I
I
think it was
didn't
blue,
know
or it was
that.
colored hair, and it was
That's
really
so
cute.
cute. Shut up. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
But I also want to add that after Teddy was born, they had met up with Remus again at the Shell Cottage. He showed up and was like, "Oh, like he's born," and he was so happy about it. So
That's
I'm
good.
happy that he got like a little bit of happiness in his life before he died.
Yeah, that's really good.
But yeah, I think he was just having a, I mean, I want to say midlife crisis, but he died like the few months later.
Yeah.
End of life crisis.
That's really well. Technically, he didn't know he was going to die, so it would be
Yeah.
like a midlife crisis,
Quarter life, midlife crisis.
even though he was only in his 30s.
Oh, don't. Don't.
I'm sorry, I
You
won't.
know what I think is so ironic? I'm a
What?
huge Tick Tick Boom movie fan. I love that movie. And obviously,
Nerd.
okay. And okay,
Sorry.
you literally have a Harry Potter podcast with me. You can't even talk.
Yeah,
Um,
I know. I know.
but obviously, Andrew Garfield is like the star of that movie, and he plays Jonathan Larson,
Hmm.
who his whole like brand and the whole point of that movie is he is afraid of turning 30 in the 90s, which is when Remus turned 30, was 1990.
That's
And
funny.
it's like a whole world connecting with Andrew Garfield. But yeah, anyway, that's all of my notes
Of the
about
canon.
his character.
I love that. Now
And
we can
then,
get into the
yeah,
fun stuff
the fun stuff, the relationships and the friendships and the headcanons.
and the
So,
fanon.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows his love interest that we
The
agree
fandom
upon.
is obsessed with
Yeah. Um,
Sirius Black,
yeah.
Wolfstar.
I think, and we've talked about this before, I think that Remus and Sirius are soulmates. Like they are the
Yes,
definition of soulmates in Harry
I
Potter.
agree. I love when we compare them to Jegulus and how we like. I love those conversations.
Yeah. But as soon as like the day that I found out about Wolfstar, my life changed. I was like,
Your
this
life.
is,
I love that.
I believe in love. I believe in love. It's true. It's real. Uh, but
That was
yeah,
me
I
when I.
think
That was me when I found Jegulus.
we love our little gays. Our little,
Can I say something that I find
yeah.
really sad? Okay,
No.
about oh no,
Yes.
I'm gonna
Go
say it
ahead.
anyway. About them being soulmates is how Remus and Sirius are the moon and the stars. So they're destined to like be together in the night sky forever to get like together forever. But Regulus and James is the sun and the stars. So they're destined to be apart in different skies for eternity. So they were never supposed to like be together forever. I just think that's really sad and I wanted to say it.
You should have kept that to yourself.
I know, but I didn't want to. I'm sorry. Are you about to
Ow.
cry?
Ow.
I'm sorry. Please
God.
forgive me.
Also, I just thought of Jilly with that. The sun literally, like the flowers need the sun.
Mhm. Oh my God,
Oh
that's
my
so cute.
God.
Oh yeah,
Not like
another thing
breaking
that
my
me and
heart.
Isabella have talked about is how when Remus lost Sirius, he lost his everything. But when James lost Regulus, like he still had Lily. He
Yeah.
still had a reason to go on. Like he still had his person. Whereas Remus, he lost everything. And I cannot stress that enough. Like everything.
Which is why I think that um, Wolfstar is 10 times more sad than
Oh,
Jegulus.
absolutely.
I feel like a lot of the fandom has it the other way around where they're like, no, because like Regulus, like died really young and
Yeah,
whatever,
but
and
like
they still like had
they
time
were
together.
they were destined to never be together.
No. But yeah, they are still soulmates in my
Oh
mind.
yeah. Oh
I just
yeah.
read one of my notes and it made me laugh. I have
Ooh.
under his other like love interest was Tonks, and next to it I wrote no,
No.
no. But anyways, yeah,
Down with the Tonks.
Remus and Sirius, soulmates. And I know we're doing an episode at some point with songs and their lyrics and how we relate them to
Are
Marauders.
we
But I
also Oh, sorry, continue.
okay, I just want to mention Cardigan by Taylor Swift.
Don't
100% about Wolfstar, and I can't see it with any other
I
ship.
can't get over that lyric where it's you drew stars around my scars because Sirius
But now I'm
is the
bleeding.
star. Stop. Don't. No, I don't want to talk about the sad part yet. Because Remus, obviously, he's got all the scars from being a werewolf, and
Yeah.
Sirius, he's the star. I just think
Yeah.
that's
And I
sweet.
I love the fan art where people
Oh
draw
my
that
God,
and it's
yeah.
like Remus has stars around his scars. That's
Hmm.
so sweet.
Are
And
we gonna
yeah,
are we gonna
go.
do like an episode about Wolfstar? Like, can we do? I think we should specifically go into the ships. I
Yeah,
think.
I
Okay.
think as well.
Okay.
But
There,
I
you guys,
wanted
we're gonna do ship episodes. Stay tuned.
absolutely. Absolutely. I also wanted to add with Cardigan, I know that Taylor Swift herself, Mother, described
Mother.
it as a song about unconditional love. And there's a quote that she says, I think that unconditional love is like you would even love them if they didn't love you anymore. And I think that that's what Wolfstar is. Are you crying?
I'm about to cry, yeah. Oh my God. Uh,
Every time I hear that sound, it's like an audio on TikTok. I don't know if you've heard it, but it
I have.
hits my soul so
That
hard.
song means a lot to me.
And I think that that is what Wolfstar is. Like, even though Remus might have denied it, I think that he still had love for him, for
Yeah.
Sirius, even though the things that he did, air quotes. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't
It's
mean to
really
damper the
sad.
mood.
It's okay. It's okay. That song just resonates me with a lot of personal reasons too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very
Yeah.
sad.
Anyways, yeah, you drew stars around my scars, but now I'm bleeding.
Yeah. Also, another thing about Wolfstar that I love is just like how like goofy they are also. Like I love the headcanons where it's like them pulling pranks together and
Yeah.
stuff and like or like Sirius
Oh,
pulls pranks and then gets in trouble and then like Remus pulls them and like he gets away with it. I just think it's so
yeah.
funny. And also how opposite they are.
Yeah,
I
I
love
love their
it.
dynamic because it's like Remus. I feel like, well, it depends on who is talking about him, but I think that he's more
Hmm.
like reserved and I don't want to say
Yeah.
quiet, but like quieter,
He
more
keeps
like,
to himself more, whereas Sirius is not afraid to take up space.
yeah, that was beautiful. Wow.
Thank
But yeah,
you.
I love their dynamic. I love the like rock kind of vibe that
Punk
Sirius
rock.
has. And then Remus is
Yeah.
like the dark
Studious, reads books, wears
academia.
cardigans, drinks tea.
Yeah, grandpa.
Yeah. Grandpa. Oh my God, didn't know we were talking about you.
Oh my, oh, hmm. I mean, yeah, my back does really hurt sometimes.
That's from your good music taste.
Oh, so true. That's from carrying the Marauders fandom.
Yeah. You're the number one creator.
Real. Just kidding. I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not. But
You're definitely up there though, and I'm so proud of you every day.
oh, don't say that. Don't say that to a Remus Kinney.
I'm sorry.
But actually do because the validation is nice.
I'm
Anyway,
proud of you.
I think we should move on because we're rambling
Okay.
now.
Yes. What's next?
Um, obviously, Tonks is a no for, well, we like Tonks. We like her. We don't
She
like
was my favorite
her.
character for a while. I have her
Mhm.
wand.
I want her wand. It's so cute.
You can't have mine, it's mine.
Okay, I wasn't gonna take it. Oh my gosh, you have Tonks' wand. I have Remus's wand. Aw,
I want Remus's wand so bad.
I love it. I'm so
I
sad because
also,
there was a store that had Harry Potter wands near me and they closed.
uh-huh. That's so sad. I have to order mine on Amazon.
Yeah,
Sorry. I support Amazon sometimes. I'm sorry.
we all do, I think.
I live in a small town in Alberta. There's not much fandom cool shops around. It's all like cowboys and crap
Yeah. Yeehaw.
and gun hunting. Ugh. Also, another flex. I have James's wand.
Oh, me too.
I love it. It's got little spider webs on it.
Little
He's literally
spider webs.
Spider-Man.
Because he is a Spider-Man variant.
Yeah, I agree. Also Lightning McQueen, but we'll get into that in the James episode.
I love James. But I think we should talk about his friendships with people
Yes.
and like their importance. So I think we should start with Lily
Okay.
because we talked about it already.
Yes. And
Um,
who wouldn't want to talk about Lily?
not me.
I was gonna
Not
that's why
I was gonna
you.
say me. I don't want to talk about her.
Ugh.
But yeah, I love Lily. She's so sweet, and the fandom hates on her too much, but we'll get into it.
Oh, I hate the misogyny in the fandom.
Oh my god. My
I used to think it was
god.
not a big deal, and then I actually started like realizing how much people hate Lily, and I'm like, why?
Because
She's
Jegulus, for some
oh,
reason. It's
goddamn
her fault.
Jegulus fans.
It's literally her fault, clearly.
I hate those ones when they call Harry like Regulus's son. Like, no, that's Lily and James's son.
I I know we're like going off track here, but I like Jegulily,
Oh,
where
me
like they
too.
all kind of raise him together, but I know that canonically that would have not been
Oh,
real.
absolutely not.
But yeah.
We'll
Anyways,
talk
back to
about that. We'll
Lily
have a
and
ship episode
Remus.
about them.
Yes.
Lily and Remus. I think they were best friends.
I I feel like I've come across a few Lily kins and I always love them so
Mhm.
much. Like they're just
Yeah.
so sweet and so nice. And I think that Remus and Lily are like the perfect friendship
Oh,
of
yeah.
the whole Marauders era. No
I
offense, James
agree.
and Sirius, but they were a little bit
I
better.
they're James and Sirius, they have such a stereotypical like, oh, we're brothers, like
Yeah.
we're dude bro. It's whereas something like
Kid
Remus and
brother.
Lily, yeah, something like Remus and Lily, you don't see that very often. Like it, and I just feel like it was so pure and gentle between the two of them. It's something so beautiful, I
I
think.
think it was very similar to Harry and Hermione, where a lot of people, like even Dumbledore,
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, are you and her like together or whatever?" Which is weird that he asked that, but
Yeah, I
whatever.
hate when people ask that. I've been asked that a few times with my ex guy best friend. We
Yeah,
like by teachers, they'd be like, "Oh, are you dating?" And we just be like, "No." Sometimes we would say
yeah.
yes, just to be like, you know what, fuck you.
Just to create chaos.
Yeah.
But I think that they would have been asked that a lot, or people would have thought that they were like together in that way,
Oh, definitely.
just like
Because
Harry
guys
and
and girls
Hermione.
can't be friends, apparently.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely not.
Sorry, I just remembered we're gonna get to talk about Pandora and Regulus later on, like in the podcast. Sorry.
We love them. We
They're
love
they're
them.
my favorite friendship.
Hmm. Again, they have like the same kind of Remus and Lily thing
Yeah.
because I think that Pandora and Lily are very similar, and Remus and Regulus are
Hmm.
similar, which
Whereas
I'm
like,
gonna talk about when I bring up Regulus and Remus's
oh my God, you're gonna
friendship.
talk about me and you?
Yeah, yeah,
You're gonna talk about us?
yeah. I think that, especially with the prank, I think that Lily would have been there for him more than anyone else. Because
Oh yeah.
although I love James and I think that he would have taken Remus's side, I do think that it would have been harder for him because of Sirius being his like
Yeah,
basically
because of their
brother.
bond. Yeah.
And I
And I
think that
think
Lily would have been there for him the most.
yeah. And also because Lily would also have a more of an outside perspective of the situation because James is in that friend group and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas Lily, she's not directly associated with the Marauders. She's like one of their outside friends. So I feel like she would definitely be able to like see
Hmm.
it from a different angle.
Yeah. And I just love the way that, and I've already said this, but I love the way that Remus talks about her to Harry.
Oh,
I just, because
he
everyone is always like, oh, like James, you're so much like James. But no, he's like Lily.
the way he talks about Lily is so poetic. and
Hmm.
like you can really tell that he truly cared for and loved her. Not in a like in a platonic way,
Yeah,
obviously.
I
Why'd you
think
gasp? What did you think of?
because I because it made me think of the way that Andrew Garfield talks about Emma Stone. Shot
Ah,
of
she's like a sort
espresso,
of espresso. It's like being bathed in sunlight.
sunlight. Oh my god.
Oh,
I think that he would talk about her like that. So
absolutely.
sweet. Oh, I love them. I love them.
You know what's an underrated friendship, I think, that I love seeing? James and Remus. I feel like
That's
we
the
really
next
don't
one on
see.
my list.
Okay, perfect. Look at that.
I think that James was very important to Remus.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I think James was important to all of them
because I kind of,
because he's such this, like,
yeah,
little ball of
he's
sunshine.
he is the light at the end of the
Yeah.
tunnel that
I
they all
also feel
needed.
like he's a little bit of the glue that kind of brought them together, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel
And
like.
a lot of people kind of see him as like, I don't want to say the leader, but like he was the one that kind of led everything that
Yeah.
they did. And I think that I imagine James to be the one that was like, we should be Annie Magi to join Remus.
He's
And I
definitely
think
the
that,
idea man and, like, the go-getter and the,
yeah,
like, one who's just not afraid to, like, shine.
yeah, I think I see Remus as pessimistic and James as optimistic. And that's their
Yeah.
dynamic. And that's
Yeah.
why I love it so much. Because I think that it would be Remus like, ugh, no. And James be like, but why not? Kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. And then, like, convince him to do it.
Yeah.
I definitely love
I
their friendship. I love the edits. I love the fan art.
They aren't talked about enough at
Oh,
all.
absolutely. It's criminal. It should be criminal.
Yeah. And I think we should talk about Peter and Remus.
Yes, I love Peter.
I feel like
I
they
love
would
young Peter.
have this really sweet bond where they kind of like make jokes together.
I feel like because they're both like seen as like the quieter ones,
Yeah.
like in air quotes, I'd say that um that they would have like a bond because of that.
Yeah. I compared them in my notes to Ron and Hermione for some reason. I think that Peter would be the
I
one to
can
be
see
like,
that.
Remus, please write my essay or please help me with my essay. And then Remus would
Oh,
be like, no,
absolutely. Oh,
like,
that's so
okay,
cute.
like, fine, I'll do it, whatever. And he acts like he hates it, but he actually loves doing it.
Oh, I love that. I love that
Yeah.
comparison. That's so cute.
Yeah. But obviously, I don't ship them romantically. That's not
No,
how I see it. But
that's
yeah.
Remus. I only ship him with Sirius.
Yeah, no, I can't see him with anyone else ever.
Yeah.
Um, which leads to something that people do ship, which is Regulus and Remus.
I don't ship them, but I love them platonically.
Moonwater.
It's
That's such a good
literally
ship name.
us.
I
It
love that ship
is.
name.
I wish
But
I could ship them, but I can't because that ship name, Chef's Kiss.
I see them as two people that like never would have expected to be friends, but they like ended up talking one day and they were like, holy shit, we have so much in common and our
Hmm.
connection is like so deep, which reminds me of us
Yeah.
because like as we've gotten to know each other more, I've realized like we're more deeply connected. I think that
Oh,
our
yeah.
souls are connected a little bit because we just have like, I don't
Don't,
know,
I'm gonna cry.
don't cry.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I'm being sappy. I don't do this very
No, keep
often.
going. I love it.
But I think that like the way that we'll be on a call and we just like say the same thing at the same time, I
Hmm.
think that that's like a deeper connection than most
Our
people.
souls are like very intertwined with each other.
Yeah. And I think that that's what Regulus and Remus had or would have had if they were friends.
Hmm.
Not saying that
I
they
also,
canonically were friends.
there's an edit you sent me. I sent it to you. I talk about it a lot, so you probably remember the one where it's Remus and Regulus, and it's got the song Lemon Boy over it, where it's like
Yeah.
Lemon Boy and me started to get along together. I helped him plant his seeds, and we mowed the lawn in bad weather, it's actually pretty easy being nice to a bitter boy like him. So I found myself a citrus friend. I absolutely love that so much because I can be a little negative. I can be a little sour, a little
Little
bitchy,
bitter.
a little bitter. Um, and like a lot of like my friends in the past will like knock me down for that and be like, you need to be more like positive and like brighter. But like you have just like accepted my sourness. And I absolutely love that. Like I don't have to change when I'm
Yeah.
around you. I can just be authentic.
That's also what I was thinking. Like, they, I feel like everyone kind of does this where they put a mask on with other people. Like, I
Yeah.
think that Remus would have been more like happier around James,
Oh
whereas
yeah.
with Regulus, he would have been his true and authentic self, and he wouldn't have
Yeah.
to hide anything because he
I've
didn't feel
never
ashamed.
Yeah, I've never felt like I have to put a mask on when I'm with you. And I definitely think Regulus would feel like that with Remus. And like it's not any like anything bad, but like like with my other
Yeah,
friends, I
no.
do put on like a little bit of like but because I don't want them to like be brought down or whatever. And
Yeah.
like
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Like, I love my friends, they're great, but there is kind of like a different energy between
yeah.
us that I feel like I have to like change it a little bit, not
Yeah.
in a bad way, but when I'm with like someone like you, I feel more inclined to just be myself fully and just be like, yeah,
Yeah.
like, LOL. I don't know
Yeah, it's like
what that was,
true
but
100% authenticity. And I
yeah.
definitely think Regulus and Remus had that.
Yeah. And I think that that would have been really important to especially Regulus because he
Yes.
didn't really have a lot of that. And so, like, being friends with Remus, he was almost like a part of what he wasn't allowed to be a part of
Yeah.
with, like, Sirius
Which
being
is
there.
actually really funny because you have this like you have a friend group that you've had for like a long time and
Yeah.
I've never had that. So like having you, oh sorry, I'm trying not to cry. Ugh,
Wow, we're
I
already
get
getting
very emotional
emotional.
so quickly. Ew. I care about you so much and I love having you as a friend. Sorry, I'm
Wow, is
trying
this
so hard not
friend
to cry.
therapy right now?
I don't know. I'm
See, and
honored every day
yeah,
that you choose me.
I choose you. I love you. I,
Yeah,
what is the line? I don't know.
I
But
don't know.
I also see our conversations, even like out, I almost said outsiders. Oh my God, not the
Oh
outsiders.
God, no, don't talk about them.
Marauders aside,
Yeah,
anytime we have a conversation about life, it reminds me of how I think Regulus and Remus would have talked. Like,
yeah,
I imagine them sitting on the astronomy tower at night, like meeting up and just talking about life
yeah.
for
We
like an hour.
definitely have nailed the late night conversations,
Yeah.
even if it's the middle of the day.
Yeah.
I love it.
Which is
And
why
I
our
love you.
title is so fitting. Oh, I love
Yes.
you, I guess. Sorry, I'm bad with
I guess. It's
affection.
okay.
It's the Remus
I
coming
know
out.
it's because you're Remus. That's okay. Oh my
But
God, everyone's
yeah.
gonna hear me professing my love for you. Don't worry,
Yeah,
it's
we're in
100%
love.
platonic. Oh, actually, yeah, we're married.
I also already have a song planned out for our song episode that's going to be
Really?
for Regulus and Remus. Just a little sneak peek, but I'm not going to tell you which song it is.
I only have one song and I stole it from you about Regulus. That's literally it.
I
Oh, and I
have,
have some Taylor Swift songs for James and
yeah,
Reggie.
I have a lot. So, we can just kind of bounce off of those. But yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, I love Remus and Regulus's dynamic, especially. Yeah. B
Yes.
is currently like giving me the 10-minute warning, and I'm trying not to laugh
Sorry, I
because
didn't realize we had been talking for that long.
We're on Zoom and it has a 10-minute warning before the meeting ends.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh. Anyways, sorry, that
Is there
was
any
off
other
topic.
friendships you have
Um,
for Remus?
I have Mary McDonald, and I'm only really gonna say that I think that they were just gossip queens.
Gossip
I
Queens.
imagine them like having a little tea time like
Ooh,
group where they invite like
okay.
certain people. It's like the Mean Girls table where they're like, you can't sit with
Oh,
us today, but like tomorrow you can sit with us and
okay. I can't
we're
wait
gonna
for you to teach me
discuss.
about Mary because I don't know if we mentioned this, but I don't know anything really about her.
Yeah, we did kind of briefly mention it.
Yeah.
Um, I think it like you don't really read fan fiction like at all, I don't think.
No,
I don't either.
I read like little one shots on Tumblr sometimes, but other than that, I don't touch fan fiction.
Yeah. The only fan fiction I've read, which is I know like we have a whole podcast about this, but we've never
Yeah.
read fan fiction with the Marauders. But I read All the Young Dudes and she's pretty prominently in that and they
Okay.
have a good friendship. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
the only
definitely
fan
teach
fiction
you.
have ever read is like X-Men fan fiction. Yeah, I
Of
know.
course you have.
I know. I love the X-Men.
But yeah, I really like Mary. She's sweet. She's
I
lovely.
She
And I
seems
love the fan
amazing.
casts and just everything. And I think that they
Okay.
would be very much like, oh my God, did you hear what this person said like yesterday in
Yeah,
class? And then they just like talk shit. I
I
think
love
that is
that.
the perfect thing ever.
I love that.
But yeah, that's most of the friendships I could think of, unless you have
I
other
can't
ones.
think of any. I was like, once we got past Regulus, I was like, I don't know who else. That's why I asked you if you had any more.
I have seen people talk about Barty and Evan, and we've talked about in the intro how we don't like necessarily like those characters very much.
I
I
genuinely, though,
don't
don't believe Remus would be friends with them. I'm
know.
sorry.
No. Because I think that they were friends with Snape and all of them, like that kind of group. And that is
Ugh.
like that's like the enemy of the Marauders. Why would they ever?
Literally. Why would they be friends with someone who's on the same side as Snivelus?
No
Ugh.
idea. I don't get it. But
Yucky.
again, people have their own headcanons, and I'm gonna respect that. I'm just gonna have my own opinion on it.
I think we should get into some headcanons now.
Okay. I have a couple. I have like five of them that I
Okay,
just randomly wrote
I
down.
didn't write any down, so
Oh, okay,
it's
perfect.
all you.
All right. Lots of spotlight on me. Well,
Yes. Sorry.
I mean, we've already talked about one, which is his first friend being Lily Evans.
Yes.
Um, Another one, which is like one of the first kind of like Marauders posts that I saw when I had an Instagram fan page, which by the
Ooh.
way, I think we should like have a segment at some point where we just look through my old posts and read my captions
I agree.
because
I can't wait for this.
they're
I have
awful.
a few old Marauders edits posted on a edit account that I used to have. They're very bad.
It's so fun to look back on.
It is.
But yeah, I remember seeing this post when I was really young, well, maybe like 11 or 12, and it was about Remus, and it said that he carries around chocolate and he likes chocolate because it's poisonous to dogs, and he's like trying to kill
Oh,
the
that's like
wolf.
so old. I love that one
No,
though. It's
that
so
old
sad.
Tumblr post. But I remember seeing
Tumblr
that and being like, "Oh my God." Also, it's 333 for me. Just thought I should let you
133.
know because it's an angel
It's
number.
134 now.
Oh, okay. But
Sorry.
yeah, I think it's really sad. And you know what? I also hate when people say that, oh, well, Remus never ate the chocolate. He doesn't like chocolate. It never
Why would he
is
be carrying
proven.
it around then?
Right? Why would he carry
Like,
around chocolate everywhere he goes if he didn't like it?
exactly.
And then
Also,
it's
I'm
like,
so
oh, well,
sorry.
because of the
I'm so
Dementors.
I'm so sorry if you can hear the people yelling in the parking lot. They're
It's
being
okay.
annoying.
Rawr! It's me.
I'll just go
I'm outside
yell
of your
back.
house.
Really?
Yeah,
Come
I'm here
up.
to visit. Um, come up.
Come up.
But
Come on
yeah,
up.
I hate when people say that and then they're like, "Oh, it's because Harry and the Dementors." But like how was he supposed to
You
know
didn't know
that?
that.
And not everyone was affected in that way. It was just Harry.
Exactly.
So,
Like he likes to eat chocolate.
he definitely munches on it just like in
Oh
between
yeah.
class. It's like,
My
"Yummy."
grandma like loves chocolate and she like always has chocolate in the house and stuff. So maybe he's just like my grandma. Shout out to my grandma.
I think he is. I think your grandma is a Remus Kinney maybe.
My grandma said she's gonna watch all the Harry Potter movies with me.
I diagnose her with Remus Kinney.
Remus Kinney. Mm, I'll let you know. I'll study her a little bit.
We'll see. We'll see. Um, I guess another one is that Lyle Lupin. It's more about Lyle, not really Remus, but Lyle
That's
Lupin is
okay.
a
I
good
like
dad.
Lyle.
I think he was a good dad. I think that he might have had a complicated relationship with his dad, but I think that altogether he would have tried really hard to like take care
I
of him.
agree. I don't know, like, cause it's not like in canon that he's a bad dad, right?
No, I think
Okay.
people took the fact that he was like negative about werewolves and ran with it and were like,
Okay.
"Oh, he would have hated
Well, that
Remus."
doesn't. No, because he was negative about werewolves before he even had like Remus
Yeah, and
and
also he
stuff.
works in that kind of not I don't know what he works in, but I know that he was kind of in the what's it called? The government, wizard government
The
ministry. I
ministry.
think he was in that. So
Okay, so
they
yeah,
were
that
very
would.
much had to
And
do with the
also,
law.
if Lyle was raised in a house too that like was like didn't like. Sorry, I was dragging my notebook across my desk. If you could hear that. Um, if he was raised in a family that didn't like werewolves, then he would have those same values probably.
Yeah, and also it was the 60s and the
Yeah.
wizarding world hates even when Harry was born hated
Isn't
werewolves.
lycanthropy also like a metaphor for like gay people and like the HIV AIDS
I think so.
thing? I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why he's so queer coded. Remus is so queer coded. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
agree.
I think that Lyle, I know that in all the young dudes, he had offed himself, and that makes it like really complicated for Remus because he's like, he kind of hates his dad, but he also doesn't. But he's like, why would he do this to me? Like, why would he leave like that?
I also have that question. I'm sorry. I'm sat here shocked right now. I didn't know that.
I think it was like, I mean,
He,
obviously, we don't know his reasoning for doing it, but I feel like it
yeah.
was kind of like he was guilty about what happened and he blamed
Okay.
himself and he just didn't want to deal with it
What
anymore.
happened to Hope?
So, okay, so she obviously, actually, I don't know if you know, she's a muggle. I think she's
I did
canonically
know
a
that.
muggle.
Yes, she
And
is.
so I feel like she would have been like, I don't know how to take care of this. I'm not magic. I can't take care of a young werewolf
Hmm.
transformation every month. And
Yeah.
so she puts him in a boys' home where they lock him up. It's like, yeah, it's really
I'm sorry. That's not my Hope, Lupin. That is not my girl. She would
I
not.
I understand
Oh, I
what
get
her
it too.
thought was. I don't know if she like in the beginning had contact with him, but eventually they didn't have any
And
contact.
that's just in all the young dudes, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's okay. Phew.
Yeah, it's fan fiction.
I have my own picture of the Lupins, and they are like very special
Yeah,
to
no.
me.
But yeah, and then eventually like later on he gets in contact with her and she's like kind of on her deathbed. And that's really sad too because he like connects with her again and then she dies and he's like, "Okay, well, what do I do
I
now?"
am, I am never ever gonna read that. Oh my God, that's
It's painful to say the
ouch.
least.
Who wrote this?
Taylor
Gee,
Swift.
Miss King Bean. Why would you do that?
Terrible. Terrible. It hurts. But it was really good at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I think that Lyle and Hope were actually really good parents. They just
I also
obviously
think
didn't
that.
know what to do fully,
Yeah.
especially with werewolves being so like hated on. Like no one was really like, "Oh, like you can do this. Here's like
And
a
also, not even just Remus being a werewolf, but he's their first kid. They don't know how to be parents either. Like, so that just
yeah."
kind of adds. I
And
imagine them
yeah.
as being great parents.
Oh, I love the Lupins.
Me too.
I feel like they were all really like intellectual,
Yeah.
and that's why Remus is like that as well.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
agree.
Also, come on, Lupin, werewolf.
Oh,
What is that? I mean, I
I
like the
know.
name, but
It's a
really,
good name, but like,
come
really,
on.
you couldn't have been more creative.
It's not like Lyle was a werewolf. It would
Yeah,
make more
like it just,
sense if it
it
was in the
would, but
family. But no. What the
oh,
fuck?
I had my werewolf OCs in because I write and stuff sometimes. So I
Yeah.
have original characters. My werewolf family, their last name, I got it. I've made them a really long time ago, and their last name is Wolflight. I got it from
Sorry.
the Shadowhunters Codex. I was like, oh, that'd be so cute for werewolves. Yeah, in Shadowhunters maybe, but not in Harry Potter. What was
I
I? I
mean,
gotta change.
apparently.
I gotta change that.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't like J.K. Rowling's way of like naming people, especially.
Cho Chang,
Yeah, that's what I was
Kingsley
gonna say.
Shacklebolt.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
not live, laugh, loving for that.
Like
I mean, I
she,
think Kingsley is an okay name. I don't know
yeah,
if
that's
that
a good
part's contra,
name.
but Shacklebolt, really,
Oh my god.
really, J.K.
I
Rowling.
can imagine her like finding like a list of popular Asian names and just seeing Cho and Chang because aren't those both like last names?
I think so. I think so.
And then she
I'm
was just
not
like,
sure
oh yeah,
though.
Cho Chang. Like,
She
okay.
really just picked the first two names she saw and was like, "Yep, that's it."
You know what I did one time? I literally searched popular Asian names and it was like the first five that came up was Cho and
No
Chang.
way. Hold on. I'm gonna Google that. You keep talk about another headcanon. I'm gonna Google that.
Okay. Um, oh, this one's sad. Do I want to talk about this right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually I think I mentioned this when we were watching Prisoner of Azkaban, but Remus couldn't cast a Patronus after Halloween up until being able to save Harry on the train when there was a Dementor. And I think
Hmm.
that he would have woken up. I think he was awake that whole time, but I think he would have woken up and seen Harry and for a split second thought it was James Potter because he looks like him and was
Oh yeah.
like he had that surge of happiness and he was able to like have a memory come up where he could cast his Patronus again. And I
That's
think that's
really.
so sweet.
Oh. Oh yeah. Look at that.
What
In
does
the
it say?
top. Hold on. They're not numbered, but okay. Chang is at number 5, and Cho is at 14
You're
on
kidding.
this list. No, I'm not even.
Come on,
Also,
Joanne.
sorry, my Firefox was bugging out for a second. That's why it took me so long.
Yeah, no, shitty writing on her part. I mean, are we
Yeah,
surprised? No, but
no.
yeah.
It still doesn't make it okay. I hate it.
And the way that she like probably wanted to make it prominent that it was an Asian character. So it's like, oh, look, I'm hip. You know, I have people of color and
Right.
like different cultures
She
and
was trying to be
different
cool, and then
races.
she just failed.
Yeah, gross. But then she cuts out the gay people. So, I mean,
Ugh, rude.
loser. But yeah, I have one more.
Okay.
And this one's sad too.
Okay, hit me with it. Just do it. Rip the
So,
band-aid off.
okay. So, in the wizarding world, when a person is like using a spell and it's like lasting, so say the Imperious Curse is being used on someone, and then the person
Okay.
casting that spell dies, the
Uh-huh.
Imperious Curse would be lifted off of the other person because
Okay.
they're dead and the magic is dead.
Yeah.
So I think that the Marauders, altogether creating the Marauders map, would use their magic on it. And
I know
Remus's
where you're going.
magic, when he died, would have ended the map. And so I think that the map would just say mischief managed over it. And that was it.
Oh my god, that headcanon always gets me tearing up. I
Yeah.
just, yeah, that's probably my favorite Marauders headcanon, just like overall.
Yeah.
It's so sad, but like I honestly love it because it's like their legacy is like gone
Oh, I
with
got
them.
shivers.
Ooh.
I love the Marauders map. I think it's so interesting. And also, I want to add how it was created in all the young dudes. I think I actually believe this to be kind of canon because it's just
Hmm.
really like cool. So, you know, when you go to a new school, like a high school, and they give you a map of the school, I mean, at least I got one of those.
I
I got a
did
map.
not get a map, but I
I
went to a small school in a small town, so
That makes sense. My school had 3 stories, so I had a map.
mine had
And
one and a quarter stories. Only a quarter of the school had a second story.
but obviously being in Hogwarts, a castle, they need maps to know where they're
Yeah, no
going.
kidding.
And so in all the young dudes, Remus has his map and he's very closed off, so he doesn't want to be friends with anyone at first. And so
Hmm.
he spends his free time like venturing off in the castle and like writing little notes of like, oh, I can hide here. Here's like a little
Oh,
passageway.
that's cute.
And then when he becomes friends with them, they use the map to like see where they can pull a prank and how they can like maneuver through the school without
Oh
getting
my
caught.
God. That's so cute.
And so they're all kind of like, oh my God, we could use this. Remus, you're a genius. Like, this is a great map. We should use this for all of our pranks.
Uh-huh.
And then obviously they put like the spell to like have all the names and stuff. And I
That's
just think
so
it's so
cool.
sweet.
Also,
But
I
yeah,
think it's so funny that scene in Prisoner of Azkaban where Snape takes the map and it
he
like insults
snatches it.
him.
Oh,
Yeah.
the way that he snatches it makes
Oh,
me laugh.
that,
He's just
yeah.
like, I have now just confiscated a rather curious artifact. Like, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Good
But
for
yeah,
you.
I love that scene as well.
Me
And
too.
then, my dad didn't strut. And nor do I.
Oh my God. I know James was up in heaven shaking his head like, oh, you idiot.
I know Lily was standing there looking at him like, girl, girl, you
Girl,
don't,
who is this child?
he
He knows
doesn't know
nothing.
you. But
Oh, that's
yeah,
so funny.
wow, we talked about Remus for an
A
hour and
really long
25
time.
minutes ish. It's
Wow.
going to be cut, but
Yeah.
around that. Yeah, that was fun.
That was good.
And
Yeah.
then,
Next, we'll
yeah,
be talking about Sirius Black.
that
So,
is Sirius Black. That is,
Sirius Black,
he's a
nice.
murderer. I love
Beautiful
impersonating
impression.
him.
I love him too.
He's a
Ugh,
murderer.
he's a
Got himself
murderer.
locked up in Azkaban for it.
What you fell
Anyway,
over for? Sorry.
didn't do it on purpose.
Well, come on then.
Okay, that's enough.
Let's not wait for the grass to grow. Sorry.
Let's not wait for the grass to grow.
Been a good
What are you looking at?
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like doing this. And I think that this podcast is going to go somewhere really great. And we've already gotten a few like comments and stuff. And I think it's really nice to see like people actually enjoy this. And it's not just
Yes.
us sitting at home
Thank
talking
you for
to
all the
each other.
support.
Yeah, honestly, like go if you're on YouTube, like subscribe, like, comment. We love to see it. We will
Yes.
reply to you.
Everything
Like,
helps.
yeah, and if you have any suggestions, obviously you can let us know like through the comments or DM my TikTok or my
Yep.
Instagram.
Yep.
Um, yeah, and we will probably try to talk about it at some point.
Yeah. To my friends who are listening right now, thank you for
Thanks.
letting me force you to watch this. And thank you for the support from you guys as well.
Yeah,
Love you guys. Real.
real, not fake.
Real, not fake. Thank you for letting me force this upon you. And thank you for supporting me.
But yeah, tune in next time for Sirius and James and Peter, Regulus, Lily, all
We're
of
going to get
them.
into all of them. And then after we've
Everything.
gone through deep dives of the character, we're going to be getting into ships and more headcanons and like
Yeah.
a lot of other stuff. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, is it fun or is it sad? A
Both.
mixture.
Both.
That's what the Marauders fandom is. But yeah,
Yeah. This
thanks
has
for
been
watching.
this has been Marauders at Midnight.
Thanks for watching or listening or whatever you did.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye. That was so bye. Anyway, man, I
Okay.
hate your voice. I
I
don't want to
fucking
listen to you
I fucking
anymore.
hate your voice.
I hate yours too.